Hello, hello, hello. Guys, I would like to welcome you back to my channel, Tisha Chandre, with another episode of Makeup and Manna. First, let me say, and if the music you hear playing in the background, I do not own any of the rights to it. Secondly, if you have liked my page or subscribe to my channel, follow me, or even support by just watching, I would like to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. If you have not subscribed, then please do so. Maybe something I say or something I do or one of my episodes you catch may urge you to subscribe, ring the bell, leave me comments, and I greatly appreciate it if you do so. So guys, like I said, welcome back to my channel. Today I will be getting into a little bit of makeup. I know last episode I didn't really get into any makeup. I just kind of wanted to talk last episode. So this episode I am going to, play in a little bit of my makeup. Let's get started. I don't know if this music is too loud, so I'm gonna try and turn it down just a taste. But this song is amazing also. But anyway, so this week, guys, I wanted to talk to you guys about commitment. I've been kind of, pondering on this for the last week or so about commitment. And guys, I want to say, I know you probably see that I have on lashes. That's because my sis did my lashes, so I don't have to do a strip today. But if you do want individuals, then please hit my sister Tony Hurd on Facebook. Lash to a T is her name. As far as her lashes, she does an amazing job. Also, if you like my nails, my sister did these. You probably can't get into them from over here, but my sister created these and sent them to me in the mail, so she do ship. So if you would like you some good old little press-ons, hit my sister up on Facebook, Takwa, Nails by Takwa. And I'll put all that in the description later after I post the video. But anyway, yeah. So I want to talk about commitment. I want to talk about commitment today. And I've been, thinking about this, am I really committed to God? Am I really committed to, what He's called me to? Am I really committed to, His call on my life and the will He has? Am I really just committed to Him in general? And guys, I'm looking for my primer, and I don't think I have it. That's gonna suck that I don't have my primer. But anyway, I'm gonna just go ahead. Anyway, so I've been, thinking about commitment. Am I really committed to God? So of course I looked up commitment, and it means commitment, or to commit means to obligate or pledge oneself to something. So if it means to obligate or pledge oneself to something, then you can be committed to a lot of things. That means you can be committed to a lot of different things. And so I would like you guys to really ponder throughout this this video. Just really sit and think, like, what are you committed to? Or another question is, who are you committed to? Who are you committed to? So, just think about that. Like, what are you actually committed to, and who you're committed to? Because sometimes, like, unknowingly, we could be committed to stuff and not even really realize that we're that committed to it, So, first, of course, we need to commit ourselves to God, to our Creator. That's first and foremost. We should want to commit to Him, commit to our Father. So I was reading in Psalms. Psalms 37. I'm gonna start at verse 3. In Psalms 37. Because I bought this new contour thing. Yeah, we're gonna see how that works out. Because I have no idea how to contour, but I'm gonna try this little thing on the box. It shows you how to do it, so I'm gonna try it. Oh well. Psalms 37, verse 3, it says, trust in the Lord and do good. Dwell in the land and enjoy safe pasture. Delight yourself in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart. This is the part. Verse 5. Commit your way to the Lord. Trust in him, and he will do this. He will make your righteousness shine like the dawn, the justice of your cause like the noonday sun. Be still before the Lord and wait patiently for him. Do not fret when men succeed in their ways, when they carry out their wicked schemes. Refrain from anger and turn from wrath. Do not fret, it leads only to evil. For evil men will be cut off, but those who hope in the Lord will inherit the land. Will inherit the land. Will inherit the land. So verse 5 said, commit your ways to the Lord. Trust in him. And he will do this. Then he lists what he will do. He will make your righteousness shine like the dawn, and the justice of your cause like the noonday sun. So what I realized in reading this, and like, of course, I'm always the one to ask the question, like, well, what does commitment look like? Or what does, letting go of stuff look like? Like, what does that stuff look like? Like, I'm the one that asks questions. I definitely ask questions. Like, what does that look like, Lord? You're going to have to tell me, what does committing to you look like? What does, letting things go look like? What does, living free looks like? But I realized, I read something in the Bible. It says, those who follow God live differently from the wicked. In the end will have far greater treasures in heaven. So it says, those who follow God live differently from the wicked, and in the end will have far greater treasures in heaven. So we know already that committing and living for God looks different. We live differently. We can't do what the world do. We might be in this world, but we're not of the world. So we already know we got to live different. We can't do everything that men do. We can't do everything that, this world do. We can't indulge in everything that the world do. We know this. Y'all, I don't know what this is going to look like. Also, it says, to delight in some, so it says, delight yourself in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart. Delight yourself in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart. And again, y'all already know my question is, what does that look like? What does delighting myself in you? Okay. Contour just popped out on me. All right. Anyway, so delighting yourself. Okay, so it says to delight in someone means to experience great pleasure and joy in his or her presence. So, in looking at that, so to delight in someone means to experience great pleasure and joy in his or her presence. His or her presence. All right. So that means that we delight in our friendships. We delight in other areas of our life. Because if we find joy, with certain friends and certain, family members or whatever, we enjoy it. We experience great pleasure in being around good people or being around, family. So this only happens though, like the experience, the great pleasure and the joy, it only happens when you know that person well. So to experience great pleasure and joy, you have to know the person. You have to know the person well. So in other words, we really can't experience great pleasure and joy unless we really know God. Unless we really know God. So then that makes me think, or then I begin to think like, okay, some people in church or people in church They get to experience the pleasure and joy while in church and around other believers because of someone else's experience or knowing of him. Yeah, that's good. So some people get to experience the pleasure and the joy of God. And sometimes it could be based off of you, based off of your experience and knowing. And because of your experience and knowing of him, you create an atmosphere. And because you create an atmosphere, everybody in there probably can experience his pleasure and his joy based off of you knowing him. Whoa, y'all. Based off of you knowing him. But the thing for me is what I experience at church, what I experience at church, I want to experience that same thing at home. I want my atmosphere at home to be the same as the experience I have with him in church. So if we get in those moments where we experiencing his joy and his presence and stuff, like I want to create that. I want to be able to create that same atmosphere at home. I want that same experience at home, like to just be overwhelmed by his presence, be overwhelmed by his goodness, be overwhelmed by his love. Like I want that same experience at home. And the only way for me to have that same experience at home, in order for me to delight in him, I got to know him better. I have to know him better in order to create that experience, in order to have that same joy and pleasure in his presence. I got to get to know him. I got to get to know him. So, knowledge of God's great love for us will indeed give us delight. So, you know how you feel, or you know how you felt when the person you like or the person you so-called love, when you found out that, they loved you or the feelings was mutual. Man, that brought you so much happiness and joy. Like, the joy and the happiness you felt knowing that, somebody you're dealing with or your significant other feels the same way about you. They love you. They love being in your presence. They love being around you. When you find out that is mutual, like, the joy and the, whatever you feel from that, the feelings that you got from that. So when you really realize and you really know how much and how deep God loves you, like how deep his love is for you, how much he loves you, like when you really, understand that and get to experience that, that's probably like a feeling that you cannot explain. Like it's like none. It ain't probably. I'm sure that's like none other. Like to know, like he really. People say all day, man, I take a bullet for such and such. I die for such and such. But if they really came around, do you really think they would? But somebody already did. Somebody already loved you enough to die for you. So to really get an understanding and to really understand how much he loves you, how much he cherishes you, adores you, want to be with you, want to spend time with you, to really understand that, like, that's like no other love, like there's like no other feeling. You really can't explain that. So what does, y'all know me, what does committing ourselves to him look like? Yeah, I already know that's my question. What does that look like, God? What does committing myself to you look like? What does committing myself to you really, entails? Like, please show me or tell me what that looks like. So it means entrusting everything. Our lives, our families, our jobs, our possessions. And that is so much easier said than done. Especially you, especially when you have been pretty much, trying to do it on your own. You know, trying to figure stuff out on your own, or trying to, juggle everything on your own, and trusting everything in, to Him can kind of be hard for some of us. Some of us, it may not be that hard to just let go, but some of us, it could be a task. It could be a great task. It could be a great task. But we have to entrust everything in Him. We have to entrust everything to His control and His guidance. His control and His guidance. We're no longer in control. We're no longer trying to lead ourselves or figure stuff out for ourselves. We have to entrust it to Him, to His control and His guidance. It's believing that He can care for us better than we can ourselves. It's us knowing that the one who created us can definitely take care of us way much better than we can or anyone else can. So, we have to trust and be willing to wait patiently for Him to work out what is best for us. That's the hard part. Just like drawing these eyebrows or filling these eyebrows in is hard. Without having on my glasses. But I'm going to make it work as best I can. But we have to trust and be willing to wait patiently for Him to work out what is best for us. We have to be, y'all, being patient is a tough thing sometimes. Being patient and waiting on Him is a tough thing sometimes. And I can remember when I prayed, like, Lord, give me patience. Lord, give me patience. And then when something come up or when a situation arises where I have to be patient, it's kind of then like, Lord, when you gonna come through now? When you gonna come through? Like, I start rushing Him. But then I be like, you just prayed for patience. So you just prayed for patience. Now a situation has come up where you got to be patient. Where's your patience? Woo, that's why when you ask for something, trust, a test gonna come to see if you really want patience, or if you really wanna, whatever. It's gonna come up. It's gonna come up. So while we are waiting patiently for Him to work whatever is best for us, because He knows what's best for us. He knows what we need, when we need it, how we need it, through who we need it from. Like, He has the answers to all of this, all of our questions, all of our concerns, all of our, like, all the questions we may have. He already has worked things out. He already knows this stuff. So while we wait patiently, we should just lean back into the loving arms of our beautiful Father. That's the joy in really, like, having faith and waiting patiently on God, because you know it's gonna happen in due time. It's gonna happen. So instead of, worrying about stuff, just lean back. Because he's going to take care of you. He's going to take care of you. So just lean back into his loving arms. He's a love. He's a love like no other. He's a love like no other. And I hear, songs about him being a love like no other. And people talk about like it's no other experience like that. And y'all, honestly, I'm trying to experience that. Like I'm in a place where I'm trying to experience like where I can really say like, man, his love is like no other. And like really mean that. Like really mean that from my heart, my soul, my mind. Like really mean that with everything in me. I want to be able to say like God's love is like no other. But like it comes from a place of like he showed me. And granted, like I said, I love God for, waking me up, for, covering me, like for, keeping me, for providing for me, like for keeping my daughter, for covering her, for keeping her healthy, like keeping my family and people connected me. Like I love and appreciate him for that. But now the part of me that's yearning for him is that very intimate love, like really loving him from a place that I've never experienced him from. So that's where I'm trying to experience that love, that solid one-on-one, like that type of experience. That's the hunger and the desire that I have now, is to, say like, oh yeah, I know without a shadow of a doubt that his love is like no other. And that's because I experienced it in my private time. Like I experienced it in my own home. Like I experienced it. So I can be able to speak from that place like that I know that I know that I know. So just to know that, he will never leave me or you or us. Like for me, that has been mind-blowing. Y'all, I got one eyebrow done. But that's mind-blowing for me to know that he would never, ever, ever leave me. Like, people have left me. Friends have walked off. So-called friends have walked off. People walked out my life. Like, I've walked away from God sometimes. Like, I've called myself like, you know what? Yeah, no, I'm going to walk away. Like, and even when I done that, like, he's still there. He's still there. Like, when I got out of my whatever from walking away, or, trying to deal with the pain of people walking away, like, he's been there the whole time. He's been there the whole time. Love like no other. Like, you're not gonna find the type of love he has for you in nobody else. Granted, he was sending, significant others to us, and he was sending, people to us that, love us, but like, they can't compare to his love. Like, his love is like, it gets better and better. Like, it's better and better. Like, just to breathe in his goodness, to his goodness, like his love, his kindness, like to breathe all that stuff in, like to just sit and really just think about it. Like, man, like what, like this God we serve, this God we serve, his love is so much better. His love is so, this song said, never knew a love like this. Like, never knew a love like this. Man. Y'all, when I tell you I'm striving every day to fall deeper and deeper and deeper in love with this man. Like, I want to fall deeply in love with Jesus. Like, to no end. Like, I want to experience that. And when I was, looking at my stuff to talk to you guys or whatever, like I just simply was like, Lord, like I'm striving for this. I want this. Like, I want you above everything. I need you. I need you. Like, I don't want to do this without you anymore. Like, all the times I've tried to do it on my own, tried to figure stuff out on my own. Like, that season is over with. Like, I'm not trying to do that no more. I'm not trying to make any decisions without you anymore. Like, without consulting you, I'm not trying to make any decisions without consulting you. Without asking you, is this your will for me? Like, is this what you want me to do? Is this where you want me to go? Is this what you want me to say? Like, I'm not trying to do anything anymore without consulting him. Because clearly, my way has put me in situations, has caused so much hurt, trying to do it my way, has caused hurt. In some ways, I feel like it's caused setbacks. And I know, it says, that, we're exactly where we are. But in some instances, I feel like some of the decisions I've made has caused setbacks. Has caused, things to be on hold for me. Yeah, trying to do it my way. Trying to figure it out on my own. Not consulting him. Bible tells us to be anxious for nothing, but in all things. Like, so not even considering him in some of my decisions. And that, for me, is over with. That, for me, is over with. Woo. This eyebrow didn't make it. But that is over with for me. When I say I'm consulting him about anything and everything, I'm consulting him about any and everything, because his way is the best way. Like, I can't go wrong with whatever he tells me to do. I can't go wrong. So I just want to say this and speak this over whoever is going to watch this. I'm speaking it for me. I want to believe it for you guys. Like, and I'm, this just started pouring out of me whenever when I was getting this ready for you guys. This just really started pouring out of me as I was preparing. So I do want to, share this. And, speak this over y'all. Speak this over myself. Because I'm definitely in a season of patience and waiting. Like, I need answers. So, waiting and fasting. Waiting and fasting is the place that I'm in. So this just, like I said, started pouring out of me whenever I was preparing this. And it was saying, like, I'ma just go with it. Lord, let us experience true love through you and from you. Let us experience true love through and from you. Wipe away the fairy tale thoughts that may be clouding our minds. Whatever we've created or whatever picture we've painted of love, Lord, wipe that clean. Wipe that clean. Wipe it clean of our minds. Wipe away the expectations of man loving us, and let us receive your unconditional love. Let us receive your unconditional love. Let us allow you to be the lover of our souls in this season. Let us allow you to be the lover of our souls. Let us really let you in. Like we can say, God, come in, but we still have these walls up. So God, break these walls down and let us really let you in. Let us entrust you with everything. Let us allow you to show us how we're supposed to be loved. Let us not be anxious for nothing, but willing to come to you and simply ask, simply commune with you, and just to get closer to you. We know that only you satisfy our hearts. So help us to yield. Help us to yield everything. Help us to yield our plans. Help us to yield our agendas. Help us to yield our thoughts. Help us to yield our emotions. Help us to yield our expectations. Like, help us to yield everything over to you, God. And when we yield it, God, don't keep trying to go back and pick it up. Like, yield it to you. Allow you to work it out. Allow you to speak to us. Like, clear our ear gates and our mind. Like, God, please heighten our discernment so we can see stuff for what it is. So we can see you clearly. You said your sheep know your voice, God. So clear our ear gates so we can hear you and know your voice. And a stranger we won't follow. We won't question if it's you. Because God, we're going to dive into this treasure that you've given us, this word that you've given us. We're going to dive into it and we're going to know it's you because we're getting to know you more. We're knowing your character. We're knowing the very essence of you. So God, when you speak, we'll know that it's you. God, help us with that. Help us with that. Help us to surrender all to you, our blessed Savior. Help us to surrender all. Guys, thank you guys for tuning in so very much. Thank you for tuning in to Makeup and Manna. I hope something that I said really resonate with you guys. And guys, I hope you just, like I said, get into this place of wanting to experience him and know him for who he really is, to know his love, to feel his love. Guys, I really hope y'all press into him because this is not a time not to. We gotta press into him. We gotta press into God. We gotta press in. Appreciate y'all for joining in. I love y'all. Be blessed. And I'll see you guys next week.